Hello. Sorry, ladies and welcome everyone. Welcome to Machine Minds, the show where we explore the latest in artificial intelligence and its impacts on our world. I'm your host Eric Anthony Jones, aka I'm your host. God, I'm your host Eric Anthony Jones, aka Ruler in Peace, and today I'm joined by Tammy Maggs, an AI artist and U.S. lead for Metacampus. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm happy to have you. And so, to start off, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background in AI? hmm So, yeah, I understand that you're an AI artist, and I also understand that you use AI a lot in your work itself. So, can you tell us a little bit about the work that you do at Metacampus? Hmm. 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 Wow, that sounds, I mean, amazing because we know we're at the tip of the iceberg, especially when you start talking about the metaverse and Web3 space. And so mass adoption isn't even anywhere in the, we're just at the very tip of the iceberg. And so no, I find that very interesting because since I spend a lot of time on onboarding, meeting other people who are engaged in onboarding and companies, it's just a really good thing for me. And so I'm really proud about what I hear that you guys are doing. And like I said, I told you I was excited to meet you and to be able to bring you on to our show. So thank you for sharing that. Um, it's clear you have a lot of experience in this field, and so what do you see as the future of AI in your industry, particularly? Mhm. I agree with you 100% with that as well. And so, but like you said, fear. Fear is a big deal, which kind of leads me to my next question, which is that the potential risk of AI. What are your thoughts on the safety and ethical concerns around AI? Hmm. 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 Mhm. 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 Yeah, speaking of the best ones and to to help your productivity level, is like, would you like to share with some of our listeners some of the tools that you really value and why? Mhm. No. Mm, exactly. Hmm. Hmm. Mhm. 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 Wow, I hope everyone out there is listening to this. It's like because that is a major nugget, and so I know about pieces of that because I have Canva Pro as well, and so but for you to share it the way you did, and you did it so eloquently as well. Now, speaking of Canva AI and images, and you've got all those incredible images behind you. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about your AI art? Hmm. 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 Mm. Wow. I mean, I do know what you're saying because I know that as we prompt and prompt more, it does adapt. It really does adapt to what we've shared before and try to help us get to where it is that we're trying to get. So, um, but that once again, just for our listeners out there, I just have to say that I mean I hope that you guys are really hearing what Tammy just said, because she once again she really dropped some real nuggets. She actually told you some things as like how to prompt, as like how to think about prompting, the different ways to try to actually, because you Tammy, you and I both know that most people still kind of use ChatGPT as like a microwave. They just spit stuff in there and they take whatever's out and they don't give much pre-thought. How important, and you've already touched upon this, but I'd just like to hear in your own words, how important is all, and this is how we separate ourselves from the machine really, is that all the pre-thought, all the things that go in. How important is that to distinguish yourself? Can you talk about distinguishing yourself from just all the general stuff that people pull out of ChatGPT, for lack of a better term, if you know what I mean? Your exactly your perspective. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. And by the way, for our listeners, they may not know what FOMO means. So FOMO is fear of missing out. It's like this space moves so fast that sometimes once again, when we were talking, when you were sharing earlier about the next application, everyone's afraid of missing out on this. So one, people don't take the time to master what they already are exploring, and they're popcorning and jumping and not really being able to become the masters that they could if they'd slow down, breathe, understand the tool that they're using, and spend the necessary time for pre-development. And then once you do the pre-development, then you can do the post-development as well, because it gives you something and you have that interchange. So that's really, really powerful advice. If you guys are listening, you should be taking notes. If you haven't been, go back and hit the replay if you're not. And so I want to say thank you for sharing those insights with us today. And before we wrap up, I know that you said that you really loved what when you shared that you really loved how one it started putting the clocks into things and stuff like that. But I want to ask you, could you share with us a specific project or accomplishment related to AI that you're most proud of? You're just the most is like wow, 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 wow. Uh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Awesome. I'm proud of you for that as well. You don't need my being proud of you, but I think that's great because that's what we do. That's what we do. We are here to educate, to empower, to inspire, uplift, encourage. And so I consider, you not only a fellow artist, a creative, is like but a kindred spirit. So now I guess the very last thing is this is your opportunity to just pretty much just express anything else you'd like to share about AI that in your work, in your field, in your art, in any whatever is inside of you that you would like to share. Just please share with the audience. Hmm. Absolutely. And I really love that because I me personally as an artist, all I want is more time to interact with people. And so because that's where the love is, that's where the relationship is, that's where, we get to engage in things that are beyond our own selfish purpose. Yeah, I'm sure you like when people say great things about your art. I love when people say great things about my music. But I love even more when I get to interact with other people and encourage and inspire them to do their stuff. We can work on collaborations. And the only way you get to that point is when you develop relationship. And so you need to have your time freed up for those things. So that's very, very, very great information. And Tammy, it has really been a pleasure to have you here on Machine Minds. You really don't know how much I really appreciate you being here. So with that, that's about all the time we have for today. So thank you, Tammy, for joining us on Machine Minds. And thank you, our listeners, it's like our audience, for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to explore the fascinating world of AI. And Tammy, just once again, thank you very much. All right. All right. This is Ruler in Peace. Until the next time, be well, everyone. Peace, love, and tranquility.